the guy's moving, but he just got collected by a bus. He was on a motorbike.
Rojas hitting a scooter stopped at lights on Kingsgrove Road, the impact killing Chen Wan Wei and his pillion passenger, So Po Zhu.
We're back, baby. 5 days of rain, and finally we got a little bit of blue sky before it started. It rained this morning, a bit of blue sky right now, and it's going to rain this afternoon, but far out, man. I've been going absolutely friggin' crazy not being able to ride for the last couple of days. I don't take drugs, bro. I just go ride my bike. This is how I get my high. Anyway, sick episode coming up, talking about modifying the motorcycle and introducing a sick company that all of you guys need to know about. Alright boys, I'm not sure where we're going to ride to. I just want to get out on the bike. But welcome back to the channel, guys. Adrian Nickelodeon coming at you from Sydney, Australia. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about what happened to, well, actually what one of my instructors said to me 20 years ago when I was first getting my motorcycle license. So anyway, I've been riding like dirt bikes like my whole life, but this is the first time I'd ridden on the street sort of deal. And I remember the learner instructor telling me, he said motorcycles have a very small footprint on the road. A car usually has 2 tail lights, and it will have the number plate and the number plate light and a big profile on the road, something visible. Whereas a motorcycle will only have that tiny little tail light that people need to focus on. And so anyway, he told me that when I approach red lights or when I'm slowing down, instead of just using the front brake, he said I should ride the rear brake before I touch the front brake, just to illuminate it, just to let drivers know that I'm slowing down. He said the motorcycles have much better engine braking than cars do. So as soon as you get off the throttle, they really do start to slow down a lot quicker than a car would. So letting the driver behind you know that you're slowing down, he said, was the utmost importance. And ever since then, when I was on my learner bike, I was always doing that with my rear brake. I would always approach a red light, I'd tap the rear brake before I started to slow down, then I'll grab the front brake, which is where you've got 90% of your braking efficiency, and really slow the bike down. Now, I did that with my very first R1 as well. When I got a Duina, my second R1, I installed a Moto Dynamics integrated tail light on the back of the bike, and that tail light had a flasher module, or like a strobe sort of function built into the tail light. So as soon as I hit the brakes, it used to flash 3 times really quick, and then the brake light would illuminate. Friggin' sick, man. Anyway, I sold the R1 a little while ago. You guys should know that. I put a whole video up basically crying when I let her go. And I've had the MT10 for about 2 years now, and I've been missing that mod on the bike. Now, I tried something called the Safer Turn Systems brake module, which is a AI. Let's go down here. It's an AI brake module that I've added to the standard light, and what it does is, look at this, the police are here. What are they doing? Bro. Fucking COVID checkup or what? What's going on there, bro? Like I didn't do a fat fucking wheelie. Anyway, I've had the MT10 for the last 2 years, put the Safer Turn System module in there, and it's pretty cool the way it works. When you slow down, so if I get off the throttle, the brake light will start to flash automatically, right? Oh, let me turn around. This is a dead end. It senses the inertia of the motorcycle slowing down, and it starts to flash the brake light automatically. But I found that it's really sensitive, and you really need to get the settings dialed in quite right. Otherwise you could run into problems. And I just happened to chuck a camera on the back of the bike, and I was riding around, and the brake light was flashing constantly wherever I was going all the frigging time, and I didn't know about it. And it's because I didn't have the settings set quite where they should have been. So anyway, I changed the settings on the brake module and made sure that it was set right and adjusted everything to where it should be, and thought to myself, wow, like I really want to have a little bit more control over what I'm doing here with the brake light. In comes Custom LED with their Blaster X tail light. Guys, I have not heard such high recommendations and commendations for a niche motorcycle business other than the Blaster X integrated tail light that they make for a variety of motorcycles. The guys over on the MT10 forum, all they talk about is how great the Blaster X is. To this day, I have not found a shred of evidence, a single post, a video, nothing talking shit or saying anything bad about the Blaster X. I've been sleeping on this one for a little while, really wanted to make sure that it was a product that I wanted to show you guys. Anyway, I got in contact with the owner, John, who runs and owns Custom LED. They're based in Washington State, I believe, over in the US. Everything USA made, USA designed, USA built, no money filtering down into the Chinese economy. Bro, I cannot support a business more. We don't get very much USA made products here in Australia. I'm sure in America you guys have them everywhere, but in Australia, man, it's you know, because like the distance and importing all that sort of stuff over here, it's very costly, blah blah blah. But bro, everything that I've used that's American made is built so frigging tough, especially compared to all of the Chinese bullshit out there and Taiwanese and all the other crap that's made in those high production volume countries. They don't just make the Blaster X tail light for the Yamaha MT-10, they do it for the R1, R6, KTM Super Duke 1290, Kawasaki H2, ZX-10R, Honda Fireblade, Suzuki GSX-R, all different models of Suzukis. They make them for Ducatis. Bro, they even make a Blaster X tail light for what is arguably probably the smallest bike that you can get on the road, the Honda Monkey Bike. They even make a Blaster X for the Honda Monkey Bike. So anyway, boys, top modification that you can do to your motorcycle in terms of safety. Looks frigging sick. Not only is it a flashing brake module, but it's also an integrated indicator. Now in Australia, we've got some pretty strict laws surrounding motorcycle lights, or lights in general, on vehicles, and the spacing between indicators needs to be, in New South Wales, 180 millimeters between reflectors. Now because the integrated tail light is well, it's integrated basically, it's not legal just to use the integrated tail light on a motorcycle here in New South Wales, so I'm also going to be running some auxiliary indicators. I did the same thing on the Yamaha R1 when I had the Moto Dynamic tail light on there. I had some LED strips down the side which really made it glow like a Christmas tree. I actually prefer the look of that, so I've got some LED strips, and I also asked John if he could send over one of his proprietary mini stalk indicators that they make. Stupid bright, tiny little package, well built, again built in the USA. It's got an E-marked lens, so it's legal for use here in Australia, so I'll show you guys that as well. But just a comparison, guys, my Moto Dynamics indicator that I had on the R1, the custom LED Blaster X tail light is 50% brighter than the Moto Dynamics tail light. I'm pretty sure I found a video online, or we're playing it in the corner of the screen here somewhere. So piercingly bright. You can adjust the brightness level if you want. You've also got 11 different flasher patterns that you can select as well, with a little you got a little flasher harness that you can add to the tail light. So yeah, anyway boys, wanted to do a really quick intro to Custom LED and the work that they do. The tail light that they made for the MT-10, putting it side by side with the Yamaha tail light, you can see the difference is night and day, bro. God, this road is bumpy AF. The difference is night and day. The reflector is completely different to stock Yamaha. It's sort of, when you hold it up to the light, it sort of shimmers like a diamond. Anyway, Custom LED aren't a new company. They've been around for probably about 18 years now, from what I can see on their Instagram, just talking about their history and stuff like that. You know, I had a few people concerned about like Ruroc and Enginehawk when I promote them, saying, oh hey, like you know, I want to buy a Ruroc, but they're such a new company, am I going to send my money over there and they're just not going to send a product back? No, bro, Ruroc have been doing like motorcycle helmets for the last couple of years, and before that they were doing snow sports helmets at Olympic level. They've been around for a long time. You're just only hearing about them now because they've just put their finger into the motorcycle pie. But Custom LED have been around for a long time as well. You just don't hear about them because it's a very niche, very specific motorcycle product that only really people in high level motorcycle groups really know about. People that are, you know, what do you call them, like weekend warriors, bro, you know, just like people that don't really, you know, ingrain themselves into the motorcycle community. Those guys are just buying any shit fucking China made indicator or tail light off eBay and calling it a day, bro. They don't fucking know any. To be honest, bro, they don't know any better. Perfect example of like a niche company that like no one knows about is the Watson's Designs indicators that I used to have on my R1. They are like the top spec best of the best indicators you can get. And unfortunately, Watson's design, it was handmade by a guy over in Canada, and he just doesn't make them anymore. He stopped making them a couple of years ago. So you literally can't get your hands on these indicators anymore. But they were the best of the best flush mount indicators out there, bro. Super flush, piercingly bright LED. You can see it from all angles. It's crazy. If I've got some old footage of the R1, I'll chuck it on screen. But bro, like, and I remember in the forums, people always going, oh, I got these flush mounts from eBay, they're really bright. And I was just laughing like, bro, you got no fucking idea, man. And the sad thing is, people are doing it right now. When custom LED exists, there's still people buying shitty indicators from companies that they think are like super bright. Like, anyway, man, I could talk about this for ages, but safety first. There are so many incidences of motorcyclists getting hit and killed at red lights. It happens all the frigging time. I remember there was one in southwest Sydney. I remember there was a case over in America where there was a lady that was killed at a red light when a driver just went blasting straight through the red light and hit her from behind while she was waiting at a red light. There was a case here in Sydney where there was a Uber Eats driver who was making a right-hand turn off a main road, and he was stopped and he was hit from behind by a bus. Again, because motorcycles have such a small profile on the road.
Good evening. A bus driver who hit and killed 2 men on a food delivery bike at Kingsgrove has been found guilty of dangerous driving.
But for a moment, the driver with a decade of experience can never take back.
You really need to ensure that you're doing everything that you can to be seen, whether it's flashing your lights when you're slowing down or while you're driving, or whether it's doing what I'm about to do and doing a sick mod to the MT10 or your Yamaha or your Honda or your Kawasaki or your Super Duke or your Ducati and adding a custom LED Blaster X tail light to that bitch. Anyway, boys, I want to show you guys something else real quick. I've been doing a couple of other mods to the motorcycle. I'm going to get these Blaster X videos up right now, and geez, I really do yell when I'm riding this bike. The bike is stupid loud. But yeah, I've been doing some other mods to the motorcycle. You're probably not going to be able to recognize them straight off the bat unless I point them out. But I learned how to powder coat, boys. So I powder coated the rear sets, powder coated these bolts here, powder coated the rear foot peg on the Crazy Iron crash cage, powder coated the front bolts here, the pinch bolts down here, the bolt on the front cowl. I mean, even on the back here, I did these bolts. Shout out to my boy Flip and Dip Plates on Instagram if you want to get one of these plate flippers. But I even did this stupid little loop here that I put the 360 camera on. Bro, I even went as far to do the axle nut. I didn't even think you could do that. I was like, fuck it. I'm experimenting off like full send on doing powder coating on the motorcycle parts without testing it or doing any test pieces or anything like that. I even did the stand. Bro, there are a lot of ants here. Oh shit, they're all over the bike. Alright, boys, I've got to get out of here before the bro, look at the ants go on the stand. Fuck. I've got to go, boys. I'm fucking covered in ants, man. What the frig is going on? Anyway, boys, it's going to be raining for the next 5 days or so here in Sydney, so doing more garage work. I'm going to do all the work to the motorcycle, show you guys side by side of the standard tail light and the custom LED Blaster X. I'll also show you guys the other lights that they sent me. Oh, and also they sent me some other stuff as well. They sent me some little splitter cables so I can run the auxiliary lights off to the side of the Blaster X so I can run some extra LED indicators. I'll show all this stuff on the screen right now. Sorry guys, I'm rushing. I'm freaking out about these bull ants all over my bike. And John also asked me to do a video on one of his headlights that he makes. It's a H4 bulb headlight. Now the Yamaha MT10 has sealed LED globes, but Mrs. Nickelodeon's bike, the MT09, uses a H4 globe, so I'll do the modification to her bike. I'll do a nighttime test, driving around showing you guys a little bit how that works. And if you guys are running those sort of bulbs in your motorcycle, or they've got a list of other bulbs that they make as well on the website, I'm going to show you guys whether the stuff at Custom LED is fact or cap. But super excited to show you guys this shit, man. Only ever heard good things, only ever heard good reviews from people. So yeah, stay tuned, boys. We'll see you guys in the next episode.